Ohio police investigating a fatal shooting at a gender reveal party reveal the woman was never pregnant. Police say Cheyanne Willis was shot in the leg July 9th and claimed she lost her baby. But now police have learned there never was a baby, and they say it's one of the many lies impeding the investigation. 22-year-old Garrett was killed at the party. 8 other people were wounded, including children ages 2 through 8. The criminals are still out there.
You have no idea, they could be living next to you. I mean, everybody should be nervous.
Police say they're being met with significant resistance that is uncommon from victims of crime wanting a resolution. An anonymous donor is offering a $10,000 reward for information. Right now, police are examining an unloaded handgun found in the front yard of the home.
Deadline passed, and Florida has not yet passed on your voter information to a federal commission looking into alleged voter fraud. A lawsuit is challenging whether the Trump administration's commission is entitled to that information. News Channel 5's Charlie Keegan shows us what data is in question.
For this election, only one cart.
Blue bins are loaded and ready to hit their precincts next month for a Martin County election.
It's a county-wide election.
Supervisor of Elections Vicki Davis said more than 20 people called this month to find out how to unregister. They'd rather not vote if it meant information like their name, birth date, and address went to President Trump's Voter Fraud Commission.
Identity theft is exactly what voters are concerned about.
But no one in Martin or Palm Beach counties actually unregistered because they learned Florida law prevents the state from sharing Social Security and driver's license numbers. Some other information is already publicly available.
Our association has tried for a number of years to have voter information protected.
A lawsuit will keep the state from sending any information to the feds for now. The American Civil Liberties Union wants the commission to prove it won't use the data to suppress voters.
Concerned that their personal information is going to be misused by this Trump commission.
In Stewart, Charlie Keegan, WPTV News Channel 5.
Spot. They did not hear it. ABC's Kenneth Moten in Arizona.
Tonight, in the air and on the ground, an urgent search for a missing father. Some 40 searchers, including volunteers and dogs northeast of Phoenix, all looking for Hector Garnica, his wife Maria, their 3 children, and 5 other members of their extended family did not survive. The youngest, just 2 years old.
I can't even begin to tell you how I feel for this family. I mean, these are the age of these kids were 2 years old. 5 years old, 3 years old. It's just heartbreaking.
Holy mackerel!
A bystander capturing the rush of water as the family celebrated Maria's birthday.
These people almost got hit.
Then she spots someone in a tree.
Trying to rescue this guy and his 1-month-old baby. There's the son over there and the mom's in the water.
The water roaring. Rescuers soon on scene, saving 4 others. That 6-foot-high wall of water swept away just about everything in its path, carrying trees, mud, and a lot of rocks. And it was moving fast, more than 30 miles per hour. All of it caused by just 1.5 inches of rain. That mixture of ash and logs left behind by the Highline fire, burning more than 7,000 acres in June.
And Kenneth Moten joins us from Arizona tonight. Kenneth, the difficult thing here is that there was a warning, but no way for them to hear it.
That's right, David. The National Weather Service did issue a flash flood warning about 1.5 hours before the flood hit. But there's no cell phone service in that area, so with no cheap weather radio like this one or alerts from their phones, that family just didn't know that wall of water was coming. David.
That's right. Take those weather radios when you head out into the remote wilderness. Kenneth Moten, thank you and welcome to the team. In the meantime, there are flood watches in the west at this hour and severe storms building here in the east. Let's get right to meteorologist Ginger Z. She's live along the West Side Highway tonight for us. Ginger?
David, we've already seen 2 inches in just 30 minutes south of Tucson. So that flash flooding is on, and the watch is on from Las Vegas to Tucson. That tropical moisture, both from the Gulf of Mexico and the Pacific, converging there in that monsoon flow that's going to be with us for a few months. So something to note tonight. Also, damaging wind possible, 60+ mile per hour from parts of the northern plains into the northeast. And you can see 2-inch per hour rainfall rates, even in Pennsylvania already today. All those red boxes, flash flood warnings. Finally, the heat, excessive heat warning, both St. Louis and Kansas City. Midweek is the worst. David?
Ginger Z with us tonight. Ginger, thank you.
You know the reason why Miss Jocelyn Savage didn't tell you where her location at? She's not allowed to tell you her location. Mr. R. Kelly, if you want to file a lawsuit, you should have filed it yesterday. I'm waiting on you. File the lawsuit. If that's what you want to do, I'll see you in court. File it so everybody can see your dirty laundry. File it. That's what they need to see. And Jocelyn, I'm praying for you, baby. I'm praying for you.
Hi everybody, I'm Lauren Zima. On Monday night's episode of The Bachelorette, viewers witnessed one of the most heartbreaking hometown visits in the history of the franchise.
It was horrible watching your mother die. Watch her stop eating, watch her shrivel just to see her get smaller and smaller.
Audiences watched as contestant Dean saw his father in person for the first time in years, addressing how rough their relationship had been since Dean's mother died when he was just 15.
Like none of us came together and like came into like a moment of solidarity and be like, hey, like this sucks for all of us. Like let's be with each other and like let's build off of this.
And after all that, adding on to Dean's pain even more, even though she had told him she was practically falling in love with him, Rachel sent him home.
I wonder if like you're really ready for the same things that I'm ready for when it comes to the next step of things.
That leaves Peter, Eric, and Brian as Rachel Lindsay's final 3, and they'll all head to Spain. I actually spoke to Rachel earlier on Monday, and she told me what her biggest fears were about Peter and Brian after hometowns.
With Peter, it's pretty obvious. Is he ready? Does he want the same?
It's made out of
Plastic? But amazing plastic. Iris Van Harpen. She's incredible. She's an artist.
I mean, I've never seen anything like this. It's incredible. Is it comfortable?
Yes, surprisingly so. Malleable. Yeah, I can move. I can pop a squat in this.
Rihanna just came onto the red carpet wearing this pink
amazing
confection.
I know.
And you're not really in any mini scenes together. Did you get to work with her a lot?
Yeah, no, of course I was there. I wanted to be on set as much as possible, you know, just to watch the whole thing happen and to watch her act was a joy. You know, I always said she would be an incredible actress, and she is.
Tell me about just taking on this project.
It's just been a dream since I was young. You know, it's been Luke's dream to make this film. Luke's the director that inspired me to act and to watch sci-fi, to love sci-fi like I do, and just to work with him has been incredible. And Laureline is kick-ass. She's an independent woman. I look up to her. You know, I want to be like her as a character. So.
Tell me about the fight training.
It was fun. I love anything to do with when I get to learn something new for a film. So just getting involved as much as possible. Any stunt, you know, it was just part of it. It was amazing.
Yes, now with all these alien characters in this new world, a lot of CGI, a lot of green screen. As an actress, is that more difficult for you? Is it more fun?
It's really fun. I loved it. I loved the challenge. It was using your imagination again. You know, and Luke really set it up for us. He's, you know, wanted to make this his entire life. His knowledge of this place is incredible. So it was kind of, yeah, it was easy once he helped.
Bank of England polymer £10 note, issued on the 14th of September 2017. The new note is printed on polymer, which is a thin and flexible plastic material and is 15% smaller than the paper £10 note. This film will run through a number of key security features. You can check these features to ensure notes are genuine. There is a large see-through window on the note. A clearly defined portrait of the Queen is printed on the window, with the words £10 Bank of England printed twice around the edge. A finely detailed metallic image of Winchester Cathedral is positioned over the window. The foil is gold on the front of the note and silver on the back. When the note is tilted, a multicolored rainbow effect can be seen. The foil pound symbol in the window is silver on the front of the note and copper on the back. At the side of the window is a colored quill, which changes from purple to orange when the note is tilted. This effect can be seen on the front and back of the note. Below the see-through window on the front of the note, there is a silver foil patch containing a hologram, which will change from the word 10 to the word pounds. An image of the coronation crown appears three-dimensional and will display a multicolored rainbow effect when tilted. On the back of the note, there is a book-shaped copper foil patch, which contains the letters JA. It is immediately behind the silver crown on the front. And if you look at the front of the note under ultraviolet light, the number 10 will appear in bright red and green. While not a security feature, there is a tactile feature to help blind and partially sighted people identify the value of the note. On the front of the note, which is the side with raised print, there are two clusters of raised dots in the top left-hand corner. The new £10 note.
I am dressed as Punk Moana.
Punk Moana. What's the inspiration behind this?
Punk culture, modernizing the Disney princesses. Not that they need to be more relevant, but just some fun mashup stuff.
I'm a tomboy, and so I'm not always into like the princess concept of Disney. And when Moana came out, it was so catchy, it was fun, I loved it, and I love The Rock. And I just feel like Maui is like my spirit demigod animal sort of situations.
Tell us who you are and where you're from.
I'm Peter Parker. I'm from New York.
Princess Jasmine. A little less traditional costume, or not less traditional, but less commonly seen. So yeah, this is the dress she wears when she announces that she's going to marry Prince Ali.
I am cosplaying as Kylo Ren, otherwise known as Ben Solo from Episode 8, The Last Jedi. I am scorching, but it's an absolute labor of love.
I had to hand make the fabric for the tunic because there was nothing like this that existed.
When I actually saw the Vanity Fair photo release a couple months ago, I was like, I have to do the Episode 8 Finn.
I made everything from scratch. I sculpted and molded everything that you see in the costume. This is flexible resin, and it's really lightweight so that you don't get tired while you are walking around, and it's impact resistant in case that somebody like steps on you.